What if you could design the perfect taste before you even made a single product? Well, today, we're going to look at a company that's doing exactly that. We're diving into TempoSense's blueprint for turning the very idea of flavor into real-world revenue, using everything from restaurants to packaged snacks. Yeah, this is where data meets the dinner plate.
And this quote right here, it really says it all. This is a fundamental shift in how we think about food. It's about moving away from just, making a product and hoping people like it. We're talking about rebuilding the entire industry from the ground up, starting with intelligence, with data, before a single ingredient is even picked out. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll get our heads around this new food paradigm. Then, we'll look at the solid research it's all built on. After that, we'll see how the data comes to life as actual products, how those products create this incredible synergy, and finally, what the vision is for taking this whole thing global.
Okay, let's jump right into this new paradigm. For pretty much ever, the food industry has been about making a product and then figuring out how to sell it. Well, this new model, it flips that script completely. It's about precisely engineering a taste experience first, right from the get-go.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. The old way on the left, it's just a straight line. Make something, advertise it, sell it. It's kind of based on a lot of guesswork, right? But the new way on the right, it's revolutionary because of where it starts, with data. A specific taste identity is figured out before anything is ever made. The product or the restaurant is just the vehicle for delivering that pre-designed experience.
And as you can see, this isn't some one-way street. It's a powerful, self-improving loop. So a customer's experience gets translated into a language, which becomes data. And AI chews on that data, finds insights, and then uses that to refine the very product they just tasted. Every single bite, every single review, makes the whole system smarter.
Now, a model this big, this revolutionary, doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. It has to have a solid foundation. And that's what we're looking at next. This isn't some idea sketched on a napkin. It's built on a bedrock of some really deep academic research.
The entire venture is built on the groundwork laid out in 17 foundational books. And we're not talking about cookbooks here. These cover everything from the philosophy of consciousness to the hard science of sensory evaluation. They're laying out the deep theoretical framework you need to quantify something as personal as taste. At the very heart of this system is what they call Project 5. You can just think of it as the analytical brain. This is the big B2B data engine, doing all the heavy lifting. It takes in all that sensory data, decodes the super complex language of taste, and then spits out the taste identity that acts as the blueprint for literally everything else.
So, we have the brain, but how does all this powerful data actually come to life? Well, that's where Project 5.1 comes in, and it uses a really clear two-track strategy to turn all that taste intelligence into actual products you can buy, and of course, revenue.
And here it is, the other half of that metaphor. If Project 5 is the brain, then Project 5.1 is the body. This is the part of the whole operation that takes those data-driven concepts and actually brings them into the real world, as physical stores and products that people can touch, taste, and experience. All right, track 1 is the franchise model. But, and this is a huge but, these aren't just restaurants. They are strategically designed as taste data collection spaces. I mean, think of them more like living labs or brand showrooms where customers don't just eat, they get immersed in the brand, and they provide invaluable data with every single visit.
The second track is direct product sales, and this is where the potential for massive scale really gets exciting. We're talking about consumer goods like coffee, snacks, ramen, each one engineered from day one with a very specific taste identity. This track is built for super rapid growth and has just enormous long-term potential for global expansion.
Okay, so we've got the restaurant track and we've got the product track. But the real genius here, the magic of the model, is how they work together. They create this powerful, self-reinforcing ecosystem. And this is that flywheel in action. It all starts with a hit menu item in a restaurant. But that success isn't the end of the story. It's just the beginning. That popular dish gets turned into a packaged consumer product. The sales and online reviews for that product generate a massive wave of new data, which then flows right back to the restaurant to help innovate the next hit menu item. Success in one area literally fuels growth in the other. It's brilliant. So the result of this flywheel is the creation of what they call learning brands. These aren't static companies that just put a product out and hope for the best. No, they're dynamic. They're like living things that are constantly evolving and adapting, getting smarter with every single piece of customer data they get. It creates a competitive edge that is almost impossible for traditional food companies to even dream of matching.
This powerful, adaptive model, well, it was never designed to just stay in one market. The ultimate vision here is to take this entire system and scale it across the globe.
And this model seems especially perfect for taking something like K-Food global, and why is that? Because a data-defined taste identity basically acts like a universal language. It just cuts right through cultural and language barriers, letting you precisely tailor products for different consumer tastes anywhere in the world. You're not just exporting a product anymore, you're exporting a perfectly calibrated cultural experience.
And look, this isn't some chaotic, let's do it all at once kind of launch. The rollout is super strategic, and it's designed to minimize risk. Step 1, you build the data engine, the brain. Step 2, you launch the highly scalable products to get into the market and generate even more data. And only then, in Step 3, do you scale up the more operationally complex franchise model. It's just a really smart, phased approach. So, when you get right down to it, this whole system is about one thing: turning that subjective, really personal experience of taste into a universal, readable language. And when you can do that, wow, the possibilities become almost limitless. It could change not just how we sell food, but how we create it, how we share it, and how we experience it. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought. If taste becomes a language, what will we create?